Welcome back to the channel, everybody. We're out here. We got another car on the trailer, so you know what that means. We're about another POS. So this is my newest purchase, my 2001 325 CI manual. Saw this on Marketplace. We'll get into why I bought it here in a second. But let's just take a quick walk around. Just got a little paint peel going on. I mean, for the age, it's gonna be pretty typical. It's been parked for a bit, as you can see, with all the debris and the windshield cowl. You can see all the moss kind of growing on the side of the car. Around back, we're looking pretty good. Missing a taillight lens or part of it. Those are pretty typical, just kind of fall off with age. Don't let me forget the keys in the trunk. See, around this side, again, same thing, just a little eczema up here and on the fender. So body wile's pretty decent for the age. We are missing a mirror. I've got some spares. It's an interesting color. I thought this was steel gray, but I don't. Well, the door jambs look steel gray. You know, I bet this thing's been repainted. That's probably why we have all this clear coat peel. So they probably didn't quite paint it in the right shade. We'll have to look under the hood to see what it actually is. Dove gray interior, not the most desirable in the E46 world, but it is what it is. Manual seats, which are kind of cool, and they are manual sports, non-heated. You can see no buttons for it up there. Pretty basic E46 interior, some nice trim. I don't know if this stuff's been painted. I don't know if that's original or not. I've never seen this color before. So that's kind of cool. It does have the Harman Kardon sound system. He said it does bump pretty good. Got the Getrag 5-speed manual. Let's see. Sunroof, typical headliner, ABC pillar falling down. Lots of junk. Ugh, lots of junk. We're gonna have to get some gloves, get in here and sort some of this stuff out. Yeah, this is the car. Let's pop that hood real quick. The driver's seat's got a little Taco Tuesday split in the center. It's dirty in there too. Ugh. All right, here we got our M54 V25. I think someone might have replaced this washer tank, because the early cars had a white top, later cars had the black, so it probably cracked and they replaced it. Yeah, see? Style blouse, steel blue metallic. So yeah, I'm thinking this thing was repainted at one point, because it's not quite the right shade. Kind of look at this color here and here. So they must have painted all the lower panels. It's just got a little bit more, I don't know, maybe turquoise in it. It's kind of hard to say. Carfax though, no reported accidents, so I'm not sure why they painted it, whether it was a paint problem. I mean, down here in Georgia, we eat paint pretty good, and you can already see it, coming off this. Probably just a cheap job. So why did I buy this car? We actually walked right past it, and it's not the 5-speed manual, it's the spoiler. That is a factory spoiler for the Aero kit. And remember last year I bought a 323 CI just for the Aero kit. So that car had the front and rear bumpers, side skirts, but was missing the wing. And I've been looking for the wing for a while. And this car popped up, and yeah, so I had to go and get it. The Aero kit's gonna go on my 330 CI, and here you can see my my M3 Vert as well. If you're new here, I like E46s, so you're gonna see a lot of that stuff on the channel. This was on Marketplace, listed for $1,000, saying that the engine lost compression and needs a new engine. No way was I gonna pay $1,000 for it. But I messaged the guy, has a clean title in his name, not signed to his neighbor's, uncle's, dad's, father's former roommate. I was like, hey, if the car exists, we can make a deal. I'll drive down. And that's what I did. I showed up, offered him $500. He said, yes, please, get it out of my yard. So I picked this sweet gem up. I did ask him about the engine. I try not to, in communication on Marketplace, ask too many dumb questions, especially on a really cheap car. I just need to know the basics. Does it exist? Do you have the title and keys? When can I come see it? I usually don't get into pricing. I find it's better. I do better showing up, wad of cash, here you go, here's my trailer, I can take it, you don't have to look at it anymore. And that's the mood that he was in. He just wanted out of the yard. He was tired of dealing with all the weirdos on Marketplace. I'm sure he got all kinds of things like, hey, can I jump start it? And can I drive it to New Mexico? Is it a good car for my 16-year-old son? Like all kinds of stupid stuff. Look, does it just need an oil change? And you know, it's frustrating. It's a cheap car. It's marked appropriately, and he was willing to do a deal. So why don't we get this thing off the trailer, and I can start cleaning some of it out. I'm gonna give it a little bath. Really, before we do that, let's work smart, not hard. I did put a hot battery in this. I put a quick battery in it just to get the window down so I could get this thing on the trailer. But I really didn't look it over, didn't try to start it. So I'm just curious. You guys didn't remind me I left the key in the trunk. See if I can do this without falling off, breaking my neck. Nope. All right. Well, we do have power. I heard a fuel pump. Let's see how many. 330,926. Sorry guys, I don't have my glasses on, but 330,000 miles. Holy crap. He thought it was like over 300, but he wasn't sure. Well, let's see. Will she even crank? Oop, we got a bad connection. Let me go back, sort that out. We'll try again. All right, we're back with a little better connection. Let's turn this fan down, turn that off. Ooh, do we got a CD in there? We do. All Them Witches. Live from Brussels, Part 2 and more. Interesting. No idea who they are. All right, let's give her a crank, see what she sounds like. Oh, she kind of wants to. She definitely has a gallop in her. A little bit of no compression sounds. I do hear a fuel pump. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say he's probably right. This thing's hurt. Let me work on getting this thing down. I got a couple tricks I might try to see if we can get it to start once we get it down on the ground. I'm not working around the trailer, so let's go get this thing down. So I got the car off the trailer. I noticed something kind of unique in the front. It's got the Euro license plate bracket, and we'll talk about that in just a second. So here's the Carfax on it. And what's interesting is no accidents reported to Carfax. Now that doesn't mean it's never had an accident. It just means that nothing was reported. Last reported mileage 284K. Again, everything all in the green here. I'm not going to go line by line or anything, guys. Just some highlights. So note on that plate frame, the seller told me that the original owner was in the military. It was delivered to him in Germany, and then he brought it to the States. I ran the Carfax, and as far as I can tell, that story is legit. So in 2004, remember this is a 2001 car, was exported from Germany into Brunswick, Georgia. So it seems like that story is legit. This is actually originally a German delivered BMW. That's pretty cool. Lots and lots of records. Again, I'm not going to go through everything. You can see lots of BMW Macon. So even all the way, you know, into the 200,000s, the 220,000 still going to BMW Macon. 232,000 miles still going to BMW Macon. Looks like we had some tires put on in 2017. I believe those are the two fronts. The rears are older. Looks like we had some control irons put in at 272, so that was like 60,000 miles ago or so. New shocks and struts. And that's about it. And like I said, I think he was about the fourth owner when he got it in 2020. And the only thing reported on here was valve cover gaskets, but he did say that brakes are new all the way around. It's got a new dry shaft and guibo. He gave me a spare guibo as well. So I don't know, I guess I fall in love with the stories of the cars, the carcheology. So it's just interesting to me. I don't know if it is to you, but I just want to give a little history on the car, even though it is kind of a turd. But I got a contractor bag. Let's get in the trunk and in the car, and at least get things cleaned out so we can see what we'll work with. All right, got you guys on tripod so I can get in here and pull some of this stuff out. He was a little embarrassed by the state of the car. I told him, you know, it is what it is. I mean, it's an old car, a lot of miles on it. It's gonna have junk in it. I've bought several cars from impound auction. They always have stuff in it. That's some of the fun. Okay, Mr. Bird. So kind of going through the stuff is sometimes some of the fun. Just kind of seeing where the car has been and what's going on with it. This looks like a front splash shield. You see the tire rub mark. That can go. We got our battery tray cover. We'll keep that. Another piece of splash shield, probably the other side. There's some tissues. Like our jack, we'll keep that. I don't want to show the front of this, but he was an Atlanta Hawks fan. It's got his name on it, so I don't want to share it. So we'll just toss that. Bunch of coat hangers. No more wire hangers. Y'all know that reference? Let's see, we got our battery hold down. Save on that. One of them. I don't know what that's for. It's got a magnet on it. Some sort of wire adapter. Little pencils, we'll save those. That's a front pocket fine. Now we're getting into some of the grosser stuff. A sock. More pull down. We got some coolant. Ooh, it actually has coolant in it. Maybe it's just water. No, that's coolant. Blue coolant. It's the right stuff. More on that later. He had a couple temp sensors that he threw in the deal. There's also a new Guibo inside the car they gave. Let's see what we got over here. Another sock. Spare tire stuff. Must have had a flat. Ooh, electrical tape. We'll definitely save that. Rear bolt. Any good? Yes, we'll keep that. Ooh, a screwdriver, Phillips style. Save on that. Battery cover. Go there. Don't know what that is. We'll get into that. Don't think we need that. Hand warmers. They expired in 2014. I think we can probably get rid of those. Oh, we got a BMW flag. That's, I think, supposed to just go up here, although it doesn't fit. Maybe that was somewhere else in the car. Most of the tools are up there. That's kind of cool. Gross. More socks, a sticky towel. Oh, here's our mirror. That's cool. So that's actually handy. I do have some extra mirrors, but I don't think they're the right color. I can just pop the cap off and put it on the other mirror. Got some Pepto. More batteries that will dispose of properly. Bunch of change. And a golf ball. We'll save that just for fun. I'm gonna grab all this stuff out. There's a bunch of money in here too, so we're making some of our money back. I'll pile it all together. You guys can guess how much money was in this car. All right, so here we got our new Guibo for the cars, and we got our new Guibo, and oh, it came with bolts too. That's pretty cool. Don't know what brand. It's, you know, white box, made in China, but hey, we'll keep it as a spare. More garbage. Ooh, a whole baggie full of coins. Garbage. Nothing in the door pocket. Seat just had some junk in it. More junk. I have no idea what that is. You guys know what it is? Let me know in the comments. Hospital mug. Those are nice, but that's just gonna get thrown out. Ooh, another golf ball. You like playing golf, I guess. All right, so we got everything cleaned out of the interior of the car. Obviously it's not clean, but we got everything removed, all the trash and whatnot. And over here, I'll show you our hoard. So from the trunk, we have the broken mirror, the flag kit, battery tray cover, jack, battery hold on stuff, a couple sensors, a light bulb. And you got some safety goggles, a koozie. I'll throw that in the wash. It looks like it's never been used, just a little dirty. A Phillips and a flathead, a bunch of electrical tape, bunch of Sharpies. We found a couple different CDs and a couple magnums in there. You know, hey, be protected and be prepared. We have some original valve stem cappage. Only one is in here. I don't know why. There are a couple on the car. And this was what was interesting. So this is the original maintenance log. You see it's BMW 325 Ci Coupe. That's the last 6 of the VIN, which matches. First registered June 29th of 2001. And I'm gonna not pronounce that right, but Bertellering. So yeah, not in the US. Here we have a service in 2003 from the same dealer. The PDI at that same dealer in 2001. We got our first oil change. So I'm not going to go through the whole book. I just thought it was kind of cool to see some of the maintenance proving that this really was a German delivery vehicle. So it's cool that this was even in there. All the books were in there, even the code for the radios in there, and the little stickers that you're supposed to put on the key fobs. I'll show you that real quick. I've never seen that. So we got a real nice booklet in here. Here's the rest of the manuals, and I've never seen this before, but this is for the key fobs, and you're supposed to put the different tags on them, I guess, for the different functions. And of course, you know, all in what I'm guessing is German. I don't speak it. I'm part German, but never really learned it other than you know, maybe like Mach Schnell or whatever I've picked up from TV. So up here in the engine compartment, we have 4 bottles of oil. Not surprised at all. I saw a receipt. They put a valve cover gasket and new plugs in it not too long ago. Airbag recall was done. A couple of little maintenance things, receipts in there besides what we saw on Carfax. So I mean, they did try to kind of keep up with it, but I thought we'd just take a quick look under here. I can talk to you about why this was so cheap, besides the fact that, you know, it looks gross. But remember, this is a clean title E46 coupe with a manual trans. It's not the 330, the more desirable of the non-M's, but it's still a manual coupe. So in my eyes, still fairly desirable. Hard to see through the glaucoma, but this does have factory xenon, which is pretty cool as well. All right, so we're here under the power barn. Now we can kind of talk to you why this was so cheap. He had it listed as no compression or lost compression. And as we heard earlier, it's cranking, it's got a gallop in it, doesn't have very even compression. It tries to kick, but my guess is it just can't build enough dynamic compression to actually pop off. So I asked him the most common cause, did you overheat the engine? And he basically said, yeah, he was driving and he'd been trying to keep up on the coolant and the oil. We saw the coolant jug in the trunk. We got the oil over there in the bin, and he didn't realize it, and the needle went pegged into the ketchup, and it stopped running. He took it to a shop to try to get them to diagnose to see if they could get it running, and they said no, that it's done. I just want to check some fluids real quick. Then we're going to try something. So I'm going to try to see if we can pull the plugs out. First, we'll do a compression test with the plugs out and see if, in fact, that is what the issue is. We'll also throw a little bit of oil in there. If this was sitting for a while, which doesn't match up with the story. He was driving it daily. Sometimes they can lose a little compression. You can put a little oil in there, see if the compression number comes up, but I highly doubt it, because generally what happens on these, when you cook the engine, this being an inline 6, the head will banana, and it can pull the threads out of the block, or it can just warp enough that you've lost your compression. So we more than likely have a warped head, and this engine, as far as I can tell, is original, 331,000 miles basically, is likely done. Let's at least just check some fluids, do some basics. So we'll check our coolant first. And you can't see it, but the little popper is all the way down. It has some bounce to it, so there's some fluid in there. I can see it at the bottom, but it is pretty low. So more than likely that's jiving with the story. Lost coolant. Check our oil. And I don't see any. This is that's pretty dry. I mean, we did spin it over a little bit, but it hasn't been running, so it all should be in the pan. Let's stick it in one more time. Maybe a little, just a tip. So that's not a great sign either. All right, now we're rolling it. All right, let's check our power steering fluid. Some people get confused. This says you can't read it, it's upside down and too far away, but it says ATF oil only. That's because the power steering system on these run ATF, not power steering fluid. So some people think that this is a reservoir for the transmission, and it is not. That is barely on the stick as well, really low, so probably got a power steering line leaking. Not surprised. Like I said, this thing's 330,000 miles. I'm surprised it looks as good as it does. That's really all I can check is just the oil, coolant, ATF, or the power steering fluid. There's no transitive stick because it's a manual. Let me pull the cabin air filter housing. We'll get the beauty covers off. I'll pull out the plugs, and let's do a compression test, see what we find. All right, we got the cabin air filter out, the beauty covers out. I pull all the coils and the plugs. Here we got our coils 1 through 6. They all look pretty good. There's no oil on any of the boots really, so that kind of does jive with it. They did a valve cover gasket, because the O-rings in the center here, they'll leak down and fill us all up with oil. These are just some no-name coil packs. Not sure what brand really. I'm sure just made in China, nothing special. Over here we got our plugs, and there's some interesting things. This is cylinder 1 through 6. Cylinder 6 and 5 look a little wet, maybe even a little oily. 3 and 4 look okay. Number 1 just looks pretty normal, but number 2, I am pretty sure that has never fired, or at least not very long. So I wonder if they did a tune-up trying to chase something. So my guess, when we go to do compression, cylinder 2 is going to be our problem child. So let me go get my compression tester and let's find out. All right, so I got our compression tester in. This is just a generic set from Amazon. I'll see if I can find the link and put it in there, but it's just a generic set. Screws right in, got a bunch of different adapters for different plugs. We got our gauge screwed into the spark plug hole. Now, a couple things about a compression test. So you see I've got my paper over here, cylinders 1 through 6. We're gonna take measurements from all 6. The caveat to compression test is what you're looking for is comparison. A low number out of spec may be a sign of a problem. What you're really looking for is 1 or more cylinders that are more than 10 to 20% lower or higher than another cylinder, typically lower. So a healthy engine has a range for a compression number that you want to be in, and then, like I said, you don't want to be more than 10, ideally not more than 20% away from that spec number or the average of the other cylinders. So the issue with compression tests is, 1, gauge quality. Like I said, this is just an Amazon special. Who knows how well it's calibrated. Generally, you're supposed to do a compression test with the engine hot. Obviously, we can't do that because the engine doesn't run. You also are supposed to do with the throttle wide open. I'm going to press the pedal to the floor. I did also unplug the fuel pump because we don't want to wash down the cylinders with fuel as we're doing this. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in. Let's start taking the numbers and see where they land. And remember, this is about relativity, not necessarily the absolute number that we get. And it really doesn't point to what the failure is, where the compression is going, because the compression could be going out the valves, it could be going out the head, it could be going into the cooling system. This is only going to tell us if there's signs of a problem or not. Leak down test would be a better test to actually see where that compression is going if we do have a loss. I unfortunately don't have a compression tester, and at 330,000 miles, if we have dead cylinders, that's it. This motor is done. It's not worth going through. You can pick up another motor, $500 to $700, slap it in, and this car's back on the road. So anywho's, let me stop being rambling Rob here, get in the car, and let's see what this gauge wants to do. Well, that's not a great start. We're at about 90 PSI. But remember, this is a cold engine. It hasn't ran in well over a year, so some compression loss is going to be normal, but that's already troublesome. No, it's about 94 PSI. So now let's try cylinder 2. $90. Really thought that would be the problem child, considering that new plug. Like I said, they probably had misfires on that cylinder due to low compression. They tried to probably put a plug in it, didn't work. But let's see what the other cylinders are. Maybe they'll be high. And that's what I thought. Generally, because of the shape of the engine, the center cylinders are going to be where it's been added and have your low pressure, low compression. And yeah, we're looking at 35 PSI on that one. Ooh, even worse. We're smack dab at 25. Cylinder 5. Oh, I can't believe it. What is that, 10? Yeah, 10 PSI. How? That's amazing. Last one, number 6. Ooh. Back up to about 87 PSI in cylinder 6. I don't know if you can tell where the problem might be. I mean, they're all low. 90 PSI is way too low. That's probably not even enough compression to run. We're sub 100 on the good cylinders, and then 10 to 35 on the other. So yeah, I can pretty much vouch that this engine is toast. When I get this thing in the garage, I still have the red M3 in there, the red M3 convertible, the flood car. There was a lot of heavy opinions on my last video on that car and what to do with it, and I'm kind of scared to tell you all what I've done to it. So we're just gonna leave it at that it's still in the garage, and I need that not to be in the garage so we can get this in the garage and do something else with it. And that's where, again, I'm gonna need your guys' help. Do we find a motor for this, stab it in, and someone's got a 330,000 mile eczema ridden manual 325i? I don't know. I mean, it would be a good drift car. It's got a clean title. I bet I could sell it. I'm sure I could sell it and get my money back for it right now as is. If I put a motor in this thing, will I make that money back? I have 500 bucks into it, not including gas and time, blah, blah, blah. I figure a motor's gonna cost me 500 to 700 bucks. So say 1,200 on the heavy side. Say another 100, 150 in miscellaneous stuff, and we're not gonna go crazy if we do this. We're not doing all the CCV stuff. We're not doing all the, I mean, if the hard coolant lines are broken in the original, we'll do those. We'll get some cheapies. We are not doing an OEM maintenance on this thing. It would just be get it in there, get it running, get it out of here. So figure maybe 200 bucks in maintenance stuff, including fluid. God, I can't talk. Including fluids. So that's what, 1400 bucks. Then what am I gonna sell it for? Maybe 15 to 1700 bucks. Or do I just try to sell it as is, listed up for 800 bucks, and first one that offers me over 5, I take it and it's gone. That's kind of where I'm leaning, but you guys tell me, what do you think we should do with this? Now here's the third option. I don't have time for it. I don't have space for it, but would love to do it. Drift build. Found a motor, put my turbo stuff on it, I have a drift build. And then we have the fleet. We have the drift car, the autocross car, and we got the cruiser. Could be fun. I really don't have room for it. I mean, it's doable, but I don't know that I'm there yet. But that is the third option. So you guys let me know. Slap this back together, take my wing, post it up, get it out of here. Find a motor for it. Put a motor in it, get it running, get it out of here. Or 3, drift build, which I really don't think I have the time to do. Well, I gave her a little bath after getting it all back together. Looks pretty decent, actually. I mean, the paint job's still shit, but at least it looks a little better, a little more presentable. So you guys let me know what you think. Definitely gonna save on that spoiler, but then what do we do with the rest of it? So let me know in the comments. Make sure you smash that subscribe button, the like button, and we'll see you in the next one.